This is the Premier League show live here on Joy Sports and Multi TV. On the Premier League show, we take a look at what transpired in the English Premier League over the weekend. Like I said in my intro, if you're a fan of Liverpool, what a time to be a fan of the club that plays at Anfield. They are currently top of the English Premier League with only 6 matches to go. Can they hold their nerve? They still have to play Chelsea and Man City at Anfield, a venue where they've only dropped 5 points. You heard me right, they've only dropped 5 points out of God knows how many points. And if Liverpool can go on this way, what that simply means is that if Liverpool win all their remaining 6 matches, they are champions. Can they do it? Well, this evening I do have on my usual guest, Coach Abubakar Damba, to help me analyze what transpired over the weekend in the English Premier League. Coach, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Well, United winning yet again. You got a 4-1 result against Aston Villa over the weekend.
Absolutely. It was refreshing enough. It was not just a 4-goal win, but the performance of the team was quite impressive, even though some of the fans went crazy, flying banners everywhere, wanted the head of Moyes.
Moyes out.
Yes, Moyes must be out. You know, and it took a lot of fans to go rent a private jet to fly banners all around that Moyes should go.
It says a lot about how these fans view their new boss.
Yes, they
don't think he's good enough.
They are not too impressed with his performance. They are not impressed, and they are not enthused at all, because they say they are spending their hard-earned money, you know, to support the team. So they need to see results. They need to see good football, so they can go home smiling. Now, look at the home ground of Man U. Everybody comes
and takes something away. It didn't happen in the past.
It didn't happen in the past. It didn't happen in the past. But what do? This is football.
This is football, and sometimes results don't always go your way. United have dominated the English Premier League for many years, and as to whether they can continue like that, funds, we understand, are going to be made available for David Moyes in 2014-2015. Would he get the right set of players who would come in and make a difference for the club? Time will tell. As usual, we start with a highlights package that brings us a comprehensive wrap of the highlights of all games that were honored over the weekend. Let's enjoy it.
They go clear at the top of the table, with the campaign entering its final stages. Brendan Rodgers made just one change from an ultimately nervous win over Sunderland. Raheem Sterling recalled in place of Joe Allen. Another attack at a fear in a line-up spearheaded by Suarez and Sturridge. Tottenham's forward options continue to be depleted by the absence of Emmanuel Adebayor with a foot injury. Its 8th successive win. Your commentators are Jim Beglin and John Champion.
This is Raheem Sterling. Glenn Johnson up from right back. It's in. Not in the conventional Liverpool way, but Yunus Kabul has turned it past his own goalkeeper.
To go at it first time, might have shinned it just a little bit, didn't quite get his foot around it.
Then Gerrard. Dawson with a dangerous ball. Suarez is away. And Suarez finds the net. Give him an inch and he'll pinch a mile. A new club record, 29 Premier League goals in a season.
Well, that's the mental effect that Luis Suarez has on opposing defenders. He just gets them worried just because he's around, and Michael Dawson makes a bad decision to try and knock that into Kabul. He can't get enough of it. Dawson then knows he just cannot touch the Uruguayan, or he could be going back off the field as quickly as he's just come onto it. Even though it wasn't as clean a strike, Luis Suarez, he still gets enough behind it to get it away from
approaching. Suarez! Goalkeeper didn't move.
He's really drilled it with just a tad more curl. He finds a spin, they just rip Tottenham open. Very unselfish, but because it's just bounced again before Henderson, he's got to really try and get over it just to make sure he keeps it below the crossbar, and he didn't pay enough heed to it.
Brendan Rodgers used his programme notes today to call for calmness from players and supporters. There's Coutinho! No need to be calm now. Driven in at the top end to mass celebrations, and Liverpool lead by 3.
Well, it's a lovely little piece of skill here from John Flanagan, just to deceive Lennon and open up the pitch. And then once he slipped the ball to Coutinho, he has the option. Does he go wide to Sterling? Doesn't need to. And now Liverpool are in the position they would have wanted.
A significant improvement in their goal.
Really kinder to Liverpool than he has the visitors.
Henderson's placed this. Even Lucas is in there in search of a rare goal. Driven, throw it to the touch. He ran across the face. Henderson's delivery. He says it's Henderson's goal. He's in benevolent mood, as indeed at Tottenham. But it's 4 for Liverpool and they're cruising. I wonder what Jamie Carragher thinks. He'd be delighted if Liverpool won the title, but surely he'd also think, I hung around 17 years and we didn't get this close.
I think he'd be just delighted for Steven Gerrard. If he could get one in before he retires, it would be
8 wins on the bounce. Liverpool top for the first time since Christmas Day. Brendan Rodgers' revolution may yet carry them all the way. Liverpool 4, Tottenham 0.
Well, the dream is for our supporters. They want to obviously win the title. It's been a long time here. But for us, it's not my thinking. I've got to be honest. My thinking is to prepare the team, perform well, and if we do that, we know that we can continue to win games, and then we'll see what takes us.
Where does this leave your own top 4 chances?
Very slim. You know, we're trying to accumulate as many points as we can, but it's about picking the boys up now. It's going to be a long old week. It's playing Monday, so.
Out by Richardson, Naismith, it's in! Super sub! A couple of kind or cruel deflections, little matter. Everton lead on the road.
Well, so difficult to stop there. A lot of bodies in front of him. He came for the ball. He was up for 6.
Stood well for Tuchaga. Tuchaga! Oh, what a goal! What a goal! That is some hit! Magidi and Morales onside! Scores! Everton have their lead back! Cleverly done by Lukaku for Baines, and set back for Morales. And Baines and Naismith!
In their last away game at Aston Villa, some encouragement for opponents Crystal Palace, who continue to put on a brave face. The strugglers still upbeat despite going 5 without a win. At Selhurst Park for us, Davy Provan and Gary Weaver.
Eden Hazard. Chelsea have drawn Palace out, now can they strike? It's as for the Equator. Shaw tries to get to it and couldn't quite make it.
Oh, what a ball across the face. They're 2 against 1 here against Mariappa. Time to get his head up into the perfect area.
There's a chance to intervene, but unable to do so. It's Potion, it's Palacios, missed at him, and he finds the side netting. He could feel it in the air that this is the time when titles are won. One mistake could ruin everything. Now it's Ward with the cross, and diverted in. Joe Ledley doesn't celebrate because John Terry may just have got the final touch. And Crystal Palace, the team from south of the river, have got title chasing Chelsea on the run.
Yeah, again they get really good work. This time it's Joe Ward. Not the best cross you'll ever see. And John Terry gets just the right amount on it to beat his own goalkeeper.
A goal which may just shake the title race. And it means a whole lot more than that to... Jedinak. Jerome to his left. It's Cameron Jerome! The woodwork denies Palace. Now it's O'Keefe. Who's going to straight to Fernando Torres? Torres couldn't convert. But what were Palace doing?
What's O'Keefe doing? So fortunate to get off the hook there. And he knows it.
I know clearly that I have some players in my team that are not comfortable in this kind of matches. Can I change that? I don't know.
My defenders are phenomenal, but we have in other positions some players that in some profile of matches they are a bit in trouble, and that's a reality.
No, it was important that we won a game. You know, we've played some, you know, we've been involved in some games where we played really well, not got results, and that's the Barclays Premier League is the toughest in the world. And you know, teams like Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, whoever it is, you know, Arsenal to Man United, you know, they have to be bob on every game they play, and that's why it's the toughest in the league. Chelsea are a fantastic football club. You know, the manager has popped in afterwards and said well done to the lads, which shows the class he's got.
Painful as well as frustrating. Rolled up the bridge in Wenger's 1000th match in charge of the club, only drawing with Swansea at home. The Gunners really needed to defeat Manchester City to stay in the title race. City too had their focus on 3 points and the lead. Commentary from Clive Allen and Peter Drury.
Silver for Nasri, it's come back out to Navas! Arsenal defenders played wide, pushed onto the post by the goalkeeper, I have to say. It was a good save, but it's come back into the danger area, and who's arrived there? Silva to get the all-important Toto to put City 1 up. Mazzola, Podolski gives outside of him. Podolski, too much for Giroud! And steers back in! The flag is up against Flamini. 2 players offside, good decision from the assistant. Arsenal, whilst they are under the cosh a lot of the time, are showing it off gut. Gibbs, Podolski, just wanders in. Dimitrakis doesn't pick him up, and all of a sudden it's an exquisite finish because he doesn't go for power, he just steers it into the far corner foot, and it's Hart's left boot which saves it. Navas, Toure, Navas, Silva, smuggled out by Rosicki, came to Fernandinho. These are borrowed seconds now. Silva up to halfway, Vermaelen forward, the final whistle, and where on earth does that leave us? Goodness knows, clear as mud at the end of another pivotal game, the end of another pivotal day in the Barclays Premier League.
What's happened to us last week was a nightmare, and on top of that we scored an own goal against the Swansea, of course, so the dressing room was really flat on Tuesday night, and I would like to say fantastic to the team. I always said that this will be a very close Premier League with 3 or 4 teams fighting till the end for the title. I think that Arsenal still have chances to fight for the title. We'll see which team do the things better from now till the end.
These are drastically different times at Old Trafford compared to Aston Villa's last visit. Just under a year ago, Manchester United secured the title with a convincing victory. They may have lost that momentum under David Moyes, but he was given a supportive reception, and many sections of the ground booed the plane hired by some disgruntled fans, which was hauling a banner that questioned the Scots' appointments. United were looking to bounce back.
It's Westwood! Oh, it's brilliant! What a terrific free kick from Aston Villa! De Gea gets across, gets his right arm to it, here he goes. Gets his arm to it, he can't push it out, puts a lot of pace on it. He scored the goal basically because of the pace he's generated, keeping it flat.
Well, Mata here on the ball for United, space to work with. Raphael is up through the middle along with Rooney. There is Rooney! It's through here for Juan Mata! Penalty! And the referee producing the yellow card for the challenge.
Ball goes through, let's have a good look. This one man wants to drag it back, look. Yes, and it's a clear penalty, there's no doubt about that.
Rooney against Duzan. No question about it. Mata. Butler. Fellaini on the turn. Mata! stick that in the net. Wonderful play.
When I came in, I knew exactly what the task was going to be. We have to build a team here. I've already got a very good team. I took over the champions from St Alex. It was a great team. But now there's time where we need to try and add to that, and we're looking to add to it. It's all the players I seem to talk to are really keen to join Manchester United, so let's hope that comes to fruition in the summertime.
Third on the EA Sports Player Performance Index for that match was Ashley Westwood. The midfielder scored his second goal of the season, giving David Moyes a nightmare start at Old Trafford. Second was Kwame. The Spaniard capped a fine individual performance with his maiden United goal, his first in the Premier League since the final day of last season. And number one was the match winner. Wayne Rooney's double took him to fourth in the Premier League all-time top scorers list, behind Alan Shearer, Andy Cole and Thierry Henry.
The elusive goal. Here's Rodriguez. It is. Lallana's ball is a brilliant one. Nobody's picked up a ball for the far post. Southampton have doubled their lead through Ricky Lambert. And Lallana! What a goal! That might be one of their only shots on target in the whole game. Locked on the far post. Off the post. Still there. Another fabulous save from Ward-Prowse. Jay Rodriguez! It is a very, very...
The Swans had Michu back for his first start at the Liberty Stadium since December, and soon finding gaps in the Norwich defence, if still a touch rusty. Michu was involved again with the neat 1-2 that set Wayne Routledge free. A sharp stop by John Ruddy before Wes Hoolahan completed the clearance. It looked like a goal was coming though, and half an hour in, John Joe Shelby had room on the right to cross. The ball eventually breaking to the man who started the move, Jonathan de Guzman. Delight for the Swansea fans, who hadn't seen their team take 3 points since early February in Gary Monk's first game in charge. They moved another step closer to that long-awaited victory before the break. De Guzman again, latching on to a perfectly timed and skillfully executed backheel from Wilfried Boney. Monk's men teammates had to wait until 15 minutes from the end before they could put the result beyond doubt. The former Liverpool midfielder in the thick of things again, and Routledge fired past Ruddy to underline the home team's dominance.
They were far better than us, and the scoreline was, I think, a fair indication of the passages of play that they had. We conceded, by our standards, I thought, poor goals, but they were better than us. They were sharper to us on the ball, and we found it difficult away from home.
The Stoke manager said his side didn't have the spark in the first half. They came out with a second with more purpose. Peter Odemwingie on target. Hull, though, weren't giving in. David Myler's powerful deflected shot was palmed away by Begovic. This seemed the sort of game only won or lost by a moment of magic or a mistake. Cue Ahmed Al-Mohammadi's sloppy crossfield pass. Odemwingie collected it, cruised past Curtis Davies, and slammed in his third goal in as many games. Under Hughes, Stoke are now on course for their best points total. His former Manchester United teammate Steve Bruce, in contrast, was left with the jittery.
The fans at the Hawthorns witnessed a thriller, as did our commentators, Gary Birtles and Gary Taphouse.
Patano with the ball in. Oh, he scored! Looking for a flag here, and the flag stayed down. Can you believe it? Morrison should have scored. Well, give Marshall credit here, and it's a decent save after the goal. This time he is switched on. Patano is looking for Vidra, and there's a chance, and a goal again for West Bromwich Albion with Jordan Much. Oh, that could go in. They've got to go back. It's Jordan Much. West Brom don't really clear the lines. He's looking in the middle there. He's going to put a cross in. Oh, the wind got hold of that. It is a little bit breezy. You see there, it just goes and goes, and there's no nail-biting stuff. Taken by Medell, up to Corker. Oh, he's got it! Stephen Corker with a massive goal for Cardiff City. play. Here's Zaha for Cardiff. Bellamy leaves it all the way through to Turner. He's Darling! Oh my goodness me! Absolutely sensational! Matt Darling with his first Premier League goal to rescue a precious point for Cardiff City, and he's asking, where's the extra time come from? Defensively here, far too easy to get behind them. Nobody deals with it when it comes across. 3 could have done it.
Couldn't lose this game. That was, I said that last week, that you can't lose, then you're out. If you get a draw, you're still in with a shout, and there's still teams around us that we can catch. But Palace game, yeah, important again.
Only one word between only and the same. He said to me, and I said to him, unbelievable.
The 3 points. This time, Sam Allardyce was hearing cheers, not jeers, from fans who journeyed a long way from Upton Park. It had been another hard-working victory, which took West Ham 11 points away from the relegation zone. Sunderland, meanwhile, are in deeper trouble. Games in hand are no good unless they bring points. Chances were few in the first half, while West Ham scored with the first of many balls launched into the area. And all of Sunderland was screaming penalty when the ball hit Nolan's arm. No response from Howard Webb. And just after the break, West Ham were 2 up. Diami's shot somehow found its way through. Diami's deflected effort gives West Ham an increased lead and plunges Sunderland deeper in the mire. One move of high quality got Sunderland back in it. The neat finish from Adam Johnson. And with a bit of luck, they could have grabbed a point. Barini not far off. Scocco's power header inches over. Now, they need wins, not draws.
You need things to change. Games and penalties normally change games if you score. If my team give up, I leave. Nobody needs to separate. I leave my own, okay? So if you see this team giving up before the end of the season, you won't see me here. Okay?
We've won 6 games in the last 9 matches. We've probably in the top 4 or 5 in the Premier League for results at the moment, and it's got us out of trouble, and it's got us almost safe. Not quite mathematically, but I think it'll be difficult for anybody to catch us now.
The win takes West Ham almost halfway up the table, while Sunderland's tough run-in starts with a visit to Tottenham. Peter Sund, Sky Sport.
So West Ham have 37 points, and for the last 2 seasons that was the total needed to guarantee their safety. And the average number of points needed since the league reduced to 20 clubs is also 37. The highest total needed to guarantee safety, irrespective of goal difference from relegation, was 43 11 years ago, but just 31 points would have kept you up in 2010. And for West Ham in 2003, they set a Premier League record, getting relegated under caretaker manager Sir Trevor Brooking with 42 points.
We won a game, mate, and now we got 12 points out of them, which is massive. So it was bigger for them more than us tonight. It was about us coming in with a game plan work to work the 2. We got the 2 points go away. You know, and it puts us a bit more space between us and the bottom 3 now, and us looking up towards Stoke and starting to get into that 10th position. We've got to take every game as it is, and obviously the other teams are winning down below us, and we've got to keep on that. But I think obviously all the lads are positive about staying in the Premier League, and I think we are safe, yeah.
Well, West Ham have now won 6 of their last 9 matches. They started February in the relegation zone on 19 points, but have almost doubled their points tally in the last 2 months.
So there we were with the highlights of all games that were on it over the weekend in the English Premier League. Some amazing goals, some amazing saves and there. And for clubs that are competing very much for honours in the English Premier League, we got to saw the games involving Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool and Tottenham, Chelsea, Crystal Palace. Now those results would go a long way to define who comes top at the end of the season and who ends up getting relegated for the teams in the bottom half of the table. It's so close to calling there that until match day 38 we might just never know who stays up in the English Premier League or who stays, who makes it into the relegation zone and end up in the championship. It's going to be one hell of a battle for all the teams in the second half of the table. Coach, it's so tight at the top and it's so close at the bottom. You just can't say that with 6 matches to go, this one is winning it and this one is going in relegation.
You can't never say, because it's not mathematics. It's about performance and winning your goals, your games. And Kwame, it's so interesting, huh? We watched the art of goal scoring. These top class players make it look so easy.
So that's what they are paid to do,
isn't it? But it's just about their quality. No, we love to see goals being scored, but not just ordinary goals, but good goals. And these are goals that when players score, sometimes you are tempted to say it's magic, but it's not magic. It's all about training and your quality.
It's all about your training and your quality. That's what our coach Abubakar Damba thinks. Can we say the same for our local players as well? Do they train their hard so that they churn out those quality performances that we want to see enter the first Capital Plus Premier League? Well, this evening we're focusing on the Premier League show that has to do with the English Premier League. We've seen the highlights package that had to do with the highlights of all the 10 games that were on it over the weekend, including that of yesterday as well, when Sunderland took on West Ham at the Stadium of Alright. Now we move further and get to see our top 5 goals for the week. So many classic goals being scored over the weekend, but only 5 of these goals have made it into a top 5 segment. We begin this one with goal number 5.
To Jagger! Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Some hit! Everything that Fulham craved, and all wrapped up in one spectacular package. Was a wonderful effort. Tremendous shot as he cuts inside on his right foot. Maybe he's got half a yard too much, but Howard has no chance. No goalkeeper has any chance. To Jagger!
So this is our goal number 5 for the weekend in that game involving Fulham and Everton. And this man, Iranian international Diego, is he going to be in the World Cup? Well, we'll get to see with our Iranian team. Coach, what a strike.
Oh yes, with a lot of venom
and power, precision.
Yes, I mean you cannot take anything from. Look at his body shape. Oh la la.
Some goal in there by Ashkan Diego. He was born in Germany, plays for Iranian. He's obviously of Iranian parentage, and that's why he plays in the Iranian national team, choosing to play for the country of the birth of his parents rather than the country of his birth. That's goal number 5 for you. You want to have a look at goal number 4? Let's have a look. That's goal number 4 from this Southampton player. What a season Adam Lallana is having, and it's not just him. You look at that quartet in the Saints team that have made it into the Three Lions setup. This man, Ricky Lambert, Luke Shaw, and the list goes on and on and on and on. James Rodriguez, he's been adding his bit to it as well. What a season Southampton are having at the moment. And this man, he's been likened to Xavi and Iniesta in the last couple of days by his coach Mauricio Pochettino. If he keeps playing on like this, I'm not too sure Southampton will be able to hold on to him.
That is true, because he has so much quality, and you can't take anything away from him. It has been a very, very wonderful season for him, and it's good for him to be so consistent. He's playing so well.
He's been extremely consistent.
And that is the mark of a good sportsman. He's just an all-round sportsman. Fantastic.
All-round sportsman Adam Lallana, would he be traveling with 3 Lions to the World Cup in Brazil? We can only wait and see. Goal number 5 gone, goal number 4 gone. Let's have a look at goal number 3.
From Adam Johnson. From Adam Johnson.
So this was goal number 3 that was scored in Monday night's game between Sunderland and West Ham. Former Man City player Adam Johnson with this brilliant curl into the top corner of the West Ham post. Fantastic goal.
And the ball was so close to his foot, so close, that he didn't have to even take a step. But look at the technique with which he took the shot. You know, this tells you that some of these players, always difficult to explain how they do this, huh?
Always difficult to explain how some of these players score these amazing goals at this level. Let's move on and now get to see goal number 2.
Oh, that could go in! They've got to go back! It's Jordan Much! Westbrook don't really clear the lines, he's looking in the middle there. He's going to put a cross in. Oh, the wind got hold of that. It is a little bit breezy. You see there, it just goes and goes, and there's no much.
This is our goal number 2 of the weekend. Coach, I'm not too sure what you make of this, whether it was clear that the intent of the player, whether he actually wanted to score from that distance or he was looking to pick out the player in the box.
If you look at, you know, the way he took the ball, he was trying to pick one of, or locate
the run of the player,
you know, a teammate in the middle of the goal. But somehow, the ball went directly into the goal post. But you cannot take anything from such players. You know, it's about you know, scoring goals. So anything could happen because he just wanted a little touch on the ball from his teammate. But unfortunately, the goalkeeper was caught on the wrong foot, in the wrong position. So every goal is a goal.
And this game was a thriller. The Hawthorns 3-all this game, and we've seen goal number 2 from this one. Goal number 1 also happens to have come from the same game at the Hawthorns that ended 3-all between West Brom and Cardiff. Let's have a look.
With the ball in. Oh, he scored! Well, how about that? Not sure he meant this to put it in the box, or he meant to score this. But I don't know what that header was about. What's he thinking? Head it forward. Don't head it back. Batana with the ball in. Oh, he scored!
Coach, what would you make of this?
Kwame, I tell you, this I will not say was a trial and error goal. It was something it was wanted to do. It was a conscious effort to catch the goalkeeper on the wrong foot. And look, the goalkeeper was in the near post. You know, and it takes a lot of technique to do this. A lot of technique.
When you watch, especially from this point, you realize that he takes a very sharp look to his left and he spots the goalkeeper already of his line.
That's right. That's right. You know, he realized the goalkeeper was wrongly positioned. And you cannot take anything from the goalkeeper.
Now, from this point, watch, you know, the player and the mix over there, Morgan Amalfitano, who's on loan from Olympique Marseille, and watch the positioning of the goalkeeper. And he's clearly going for it.
Yes, and you know the goalkeeper anticipated that, you know, the opponent could have lost the ball to his teammate, to the red team, so he could receive a pass back to clear the ball. So he was anticipating a pass back. You know, that's why he positioned himself that. You know, but come on.
Some finish there. Morgan Amalfitano, they say he's not English. That's why we haven't heard too much about this goal. If it was an English player, it would have been all over.
But that cannot take anything away from his quality, though.
Because we recall Wayne Rooney scoring a spectacular goal a couple of weeks ago, and it was everywhere. And you look at that goal scored by Morgan Amalfitano, you will think that it will also get the kind of plaudits that a goal from Rooney then gets. For one reason or the other, he's simply not been on the back pages of the major English tabloids. Well, these things happen sometimes. The midfielders and the strikers have been putting in their bit as far as scoring all the classic goals are concerned. Let's now have a look at what the defenders and the goalkeepers have also been doing as far as saves are concerned, with our top 3 saves of the weekend, starting with save number 3.
He looked really slow and sluggish. There's the precision from Sterling. What a save. What a save it is from Hugo Lloris. And he just got enough on it to catch the crossbar and help. He looked really slow and sluggish.
I love this part because, Coach, you are a former goalkeeper yourself, and some of these saves, they didn't just happen.
They just don't happen. But you see, the goalkeeper, just watch how he glided past from one end of the goalpost to the other end. You know, he was gliding and not, striding. You see, he was running across the goalpost, so his whole body was in the right position to go for, that dive. And fortunately, the ball came straight to his path, and he reacted accordingly.
Fortunately, the ball came to his path and he reacted accordingly. Hugo Lloris winning save number 3 for the week. Unfortunately, his team was at the receiving end of 4 goals in that game against Liverpool on Sunday. Let's move on and get to see our save number 2.
The Crystal Palace and fired in. That's a big save from Speroni to deny Hazard. That's a terrific effort from Hazard to get that amount of power on the ball with the inside of his foot. Wonderful piece of skill. Speroni must have seen it really late with so many bodies in front of him.
And this, just like the commentator said, is why this save is rated so highly. There were so many players in the box.
That's right.
The goalkeeper may have sighted this right at the end.
That's right. So it needed a quick reaction, a reflex action. So a goalkeeper must have a lot of reflex action to be able to do this, and accordingly he's been able to do it. So goalkeeping, super.
Goalkeeper Speroni has been on some brilliant form, and if he continues like this, I would not be surprised if Crystal Palace stay in the season. And this is that save, and Jose Mourinho was on his way to celebrate.
And he's the reason why that his team won the game. He kept them in the game.
He made somehow excellent saves in this game that we came your way with over the weekend. Brilliant goal this day. I'm sure you're looking forward to save number 1 now. Let's have a look.
And created a terrific chance for Robert Snodgrass. Ashley Williams' heroic defending got Swansea off there and created a terrific chance for Robert Snodgrass.
Now this save is clearly not from a goalkeeper. It is from the defender on the line.
Wow. It is, yes, actually it is from a defender on the line.
And this is the reason why it is our save number 1 of the week.
Yes.
If it was only the goalkeeper, that ball would have gone in.
It would have gone in.
But the defender, who incidentally happens to be the captain of his team, Ashley Williams, making this last-ditch save, he just threw himself at the ball.
Yes, that is excellent cover for his goalkeeper, because he knew his goalkeeper was vulnerable at that time. So the only thing he could do was to give him a cover, and he did it very well. Good defensive work.
Well done on the part of Ashley Williams to win our save number 1 of the weekend. This is the Premier League show live here on Joy Sports on Multi-TV. The Premier League show takes a look at what happened over the weekend in the English Premier League. We're going to be going for a quick break at this point to acknowledge our sponsors. When we come back, there is more on the Premier League show. live here on the Premier League show. Enjoy Sports on Multi TV, where we take a comprehensive wrap of all that transpired over the weekend. We've seen our highlights package. We've seen our top 5 goals over the weekend. We've seen our top 3 saves over the weekend. But there are always those question marks and controversies that arise from games that are honored over the weekend. And this weekend there was no exception to the rule. Of course, we are going to be seeing those controversies pretty shortly.
A screaming penalty when the ball hit Nolan's arm.
Well, so this is the first of our 2 controversies that we screened up this weekend. Coach, from the distance of referee Howard Webb, how on earth didn't he see that was a handball?
That is quite an interesting episode. The referee was just about 4 or 5 meters away from the action point, and it was very, very clear. But how he did not, it
was so obvious,
It was obvious, and look, you can see that his head was up and he was watching the action. I'm sure he didn't just have his whistle in his mouth. Maybe that's why.
And the more you watch this particular incident at a time where Sunderland were down, and this handball incident from the skipper of West Ham, Andy Nolan, you begin to ask yourself a lot of questions about whether referees need some kind of assistance on the pitch. He was so close to the action. Why he let that go, I'm not too sure what exactly happened.
Maybe he couldn't just be bothered.
Maybe he couldn't just be bothered, like Coach is saying. And for a ref at this level of the game, you can't say that you can't be bothered. You need to get it when you see them. That's one of our controversies for the week. Let's have a look at the second incident.
Rosicki, Cazorla, Rosicki, someone has a challenge, goal kick given. Now, he's deemed it a goal kick, so has he decided that it's a dive because he hasn't punished him for it? Rosicki, Cazorla.
Referee Mike Dean is one of those refs who doesn't tolerate nonsense on the pitch. And that in this game, I mean, any referee under the kind of pressure that this game was in, with 60,000 fans screaming at you, could have easily given a penalty.
That's right. And the referee, kudos to him. It's a wonderful decision.
And you watch it, the slow-mo again, you realize that Pablo Zabaleta barely made contact with Thomas Rosicki.
Yes, it was pure simulation. Pure simulation. And the referee, good judgment. Wonderful decision.
Fantastic decision there from referee Mike Dean, and he just pointed straight to the goal kick for Man City. He didn't see anything wrong with that at all. Maybe he should have booked Thomas Rosicki for that simulation. Let's now pick up some news from the English Premier League.
Was hurt in the incident. He was guilty of giving the ball away deep into stoppage time at the Hawthorns, and Cardiff went straight down the other end and equalised, but the club are playing down reports that the players turned on Mourinho in a dressing room fight. Well, in a statement, the club has said this: tensions were understandably running high in the dressing room after Cardiff's late equaliser, but the incident has been sensationalised in the media. What happened is not uncommon in a dressing room and shows that the players care. The players involved have apologised. The club has drawn a line under the matter and is now fully focusing on Saturday's important game at Norwich.
With 37 points, Sunderland stay second bottom and deep in trouble. Andy Carroll and Mohamed Dwomoh scored West Ham's goals, with Adam Johnson pulling one back for Sunderland, but Gus Poyet is convinced his side should have had a penalty. Well, Sunderland's form has really dipped in the last 2 months, and it's the goals that have dried up, with just 3 in the last 6 Premier League matches. They've only taken 1 point from a possible 18, and that leaves them bottom of the form table. And what a daunting run-in for Sunderland. They play 4 of the current top 6 in their next 4 fixtures. They face Tottenham on Monday, before Everton at home, and then trips to Manchester City and Chelsea. Games with Cardiff and Manchester United come before 2 home fixtures against fellow strugglers West Brom and Swansea.
More news from the English Premier League, and this time concerning players who may likely move from their clubs to other clubs. And there we are, our Sevilla striker Carlos Walker. I recall the 2 goals he scored for Sevilla in the game against Real Madrid. We understand everything and plotting a £9 million move for him. Romelu Lukaku doesn't stay with the Toffees. and the Bayern Munich boss Pep Guardiola insisting that Toni Kroos will stay at the club. Well, he's playing in the Champions League game that is currently ongoing in the other Old Trafford, and Chelsea boss Jose Mourinho, we understand, might sell David Luiz to fund Atletico Madrid striker Diego Costa, and Joseph Bermich, he is on the radar of Everton and Liverpool. Schalke also stating that Julian Draxler might just stay with the club despite interest from Arsenal, Liverpool and so many other clubs. Ilkay Gundogan, he's also been talked about as a player who might move from the Signal Iduna Park in Germany to Arsenal or Manchester United. Edin Dzeko also being spoken about. He might just go to Inter Milan. And Luke Shaw, he's been courted by so many clubs. It's going to be interesting where he gets to play in next season. Fernando Torres, coach, it's just shocking. He's come to Chelsea and he's looked very, very average.
And very ordinary. You know, a player, a striker of his caliber.
He was scoring goals for fun at Liverpool.
Fantastic goals. You know, sometimes players must always, be very careful where they move to. And it is just a matter of, not that he's an excellent player, and we're all aware about that, but I believe something is not just clicking, something is missing, and that's why he's not finding his feet.
It's been years, but I also can't seem to find what's not clicking.
So I'm very sure if he's allowed to move on loan, maybe he can find his form one more time. But 30 years, he doesn't have too much time. But I still believe that he has a lot of, about 5 years of good football in him.
Well, we'll see whether he stays in the game for that long. Let's catch up with a few more gossips. And Rafa Benitez chiding Jose Mourinho. He says he's a specialist in European filler. Well, Mourinho has already won 2 Champions League trophies in 2004 with FC Porto and in 2010 with Internazionale. So I'm not too sure what Rafa is talking about. Let's now get to see results of games that were played in the English Premier League over the weekend. So there we are, the results of all 10 games that were played at the weekend. Sunderland losing at home to West Ham, Fulham also losing to Everton, Liverpool, well, it's now 8 games on the bounce. Man United also winning very heavily as well. Crystal Palace getting a result over Chelsea and other results in there. Let's have a look at the table where our focus will be. And this is the first part of the table, and if we can hold it there, this is where it gets very interesting. The first 4 in the table. Liverpool, they have played 32 games, they have 71 points. Chelsea have played 32 games, they have 69. Now, Man City have played 30 games. They have 2 games in hand. Arsenal also in 32 with 64. You think that Arsenal might struggle to catch them, but it's Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City. Coach, it is so close.
So close. And Man City, I tell you, 2 games, and they are very, very likely to win the 2 games. Yeah. And if they are able to win the 2 games, they come on top of the list.
I just wish we could get to see that again, the first half of the table, and you understand that the dynamics of how the table could change. If City win their 2 outstanding games, they go to 73 points. Yeah. But the interesting bet that a lot of people are saying might just go in favor of Liverpool is that Chelsea, who are in number 2, and Man City, who are in number 3, still have to go to Anfield. Yes. If Liverpool can win those 2 games, they are champions. And Liverpool, together with all the 6 games they still have.
That's right. And Liverpool, they seem to be invisible in Anfield at home. I'm sure they've dropped.
In 16 games they have played at Anfield. Yeah. Out of 48 points, they've been able to win 43.
That's right. Just 5, losing 5 points. So it simply tells you, how devastating they can be at home. And undoubtedly, I believe they can still carry, their shoulders high.
Let's have a look at the second part of the table, which is also showing up its own dynamics. If we could get to see the second part of the table, and that relegation battle is going to get intense from now to March day 38. Let's have a look in here. West Ham with 37 points you would think are safe, but look at the points difference between Aston Villa, who are in 12th position, and Fulham, who are in 20th position. Only 10 points. And now it's not just about those 10 points. Watch the teams from number 12 to number 20. Swansea are only a point below Aston Villa. Hull 33, Norwich 32, Crystal Palace 31, West Brom 29.
Yeah.
Now between Aston Villa and West Brom, just one win, just one draw, just one defeat could change all the positions in there.
Absolutely.
And then between West Brom, Cardiff, Sunderland and Fulham, it's 6 games.
Yeah.
You can't say at this point that someone is going down.
Nobody is safe. Anybody could be caught in the web. Just make sure you keep on winning your games. But you cannot keep on winning all the games all the time.
You have to win your games and expect other results to go your way as well if you would want to stay in the Premiership for 2014-2015. Let's have a look at the top scorers chart now. Well, this man is running away with it, isn't he? Luis Suarez scoring his 29th goal, and it's interesting. I mean, 2 Liverpool players up there, 49 goals between Suarez and Sturridge.
Yeah. I mean, this tells you that the art of goalkeeping has been stolen by the Liverpool.
You're right. So there we are, the top scorers chart. Let's quickly have a look at fixtures coming up next weekend, and we will tell you the game which will be live here on Joy Sports and Multi TV this Saturday. That's going to be the game between Newcastle United and Manchester United. That game will be live here on Joy Sports on Multi TV this Saturday at 2 p.m. It's 2 p.m. now, not 3 p.m. Just take note of that. Coach, on that note, we draw the curtains on the show this evening. Thank you so much, as always, for making time to stay with us. But before we go, you know, I've got some funny bits of games that, you know, transpired over the weekend. I do have one for you as well. Make a date with me on Saturday for the English Premier League game between Newcastle United and Man United. Stay with this channel if you can.
Up from right back. It's in. Not in the conventional Liverpool way, but Yunus Kabul has turned it past his own goalkeeper. And Liverpool are in front inside 2 minutes.
It's its work to the flank. There's a lot of room. Doesn't get hold of it quickly enough, but the run from Johnson helped Raheem Sterling. And in the end, you know, he's not expecting it to come through the tongue and Kabul, and it's very unfortunate. It just gets through the Belgian, and the Frenchman just can't sort his feet out in time. And it's a nightmare start for Tottenham.
But a draw. Unselfish. And off target from Jordan Henderson.
Beautifully worked. It really was. Again, they just ripped Tottenham open. Very unselfish, but because it's just bounced again before Henderson, he's got to really try and get over it just to make sure he keeps it below the crossbar. And he didn't pay enough heed to it.
Up from right back.